Tucked away under the Williamsburg Bridge, Chef Frederick Berzelius opened Aska 2.0 in 2016 inside a restored 1860s warehouse. Only 4 months after opening, Aska achieved 2 Michelin stars and remains the only 2 Michelin star restaurant in Brooklyn. The name Aska, or Ash in English, was inspired by Nordic mythology and meant to evoke a sense of death and rebirth. This theme resonates as you enter an austere, minimalist space, the 10 tables adorned only with jet black tablecloths and a single candle to light your meal, blank exposed brick walls and cedar beams.
The trio of appetizers started with a creative and aesthetically beautiful crisp BLADDERWRACK seaweed finished with mussel emulsion droplets and edible flowers. The second appetizer was kohlrabi, compressed with linden leaf oil and flower vinegar, presented on a block of shaved ice. Beside this, the third and final dish was a traditional Scandinavian Vendensrød tart with lilac vinaigrette and horseradish oil.
The next chapter of this 14-course 3-hour menu started with a rose mackerel and ostecha caviar with smoked eel in a sauce of green gooseberry and juniper. This dish presented itself slowly on the palate, starting with a pure raw fish element, quickly adding layers of caviar, and finally the citrus and smoked flavor of the sauce.
We moved to live Cape Cod sea scallops wrapped in baby Tokyo turnips in a sauce made from caramelized skirts of the scallop and blackcurrant leaves. This dish was simple in flavor and presentation, light on the palate, meant to highlight the freshness and simplicity of the scallop.
The third main blew us away and started to elevate this meal to a true 2-star experience. White sturgeon platinum caviar from Belgium on lobster tail and shavings of archetta truffle and sauce made from white truffles seasoned with carrot flowers. Following the theme of complex, multidimensional dishes, this flavor profile progressed from the caviar to the lobster and ending with a raw green carrot top profile, truly a unique and surprising combination.
The fourth and our favorite of the evening, hake from Massachusetts with sweet onion topped with very rare albino caviar in a rich umami buttery sauce made from dark Swedish beer. The fifth main was langoustine from Norway, grilled gently over coals, lacquered with red gooseberry preserves, and accompanied by asparagus and a sauce made from caramelized shells of the langoustine.
They described this trout dish from northern New York as returning the fish to the pond by serving things you find around the waterways in New York State. In this case, caper, elderberries, crispy lichen in a broth made from salted champagne currants and birch leaves. The next dish, moving back to Norway, was grounded on a traditional Nordic pancake, or EBELSKIVER, using trout belly from the previous dish marinated in juniper, and on top a single pickled black truffle.
The last savory course was a saddle of venison from Millbrook Farms from Hudson Valley, New York, over a puree of fermented sunchoke and topped with an excessive amounts of shaved black truffle and an incredibly complex sauce made from the bones and trimmings of the animal infused with toasted hay. 2 smaller dishes accompanied. The first, a celery root hash glazed with truffle and finished with shavings of cured leg of the deer, and to tie it all together, 2 beautifully buttery and sticky sweet buns.
Chef Berzelius grew up in Sweden, but moved to New York early in his career, working at notable restaurants including 3-star Per Se and Aquavit. His Scandinavia meets New York style uniquely combines textures and palate from his youth with local ingredients sourced in and around his 27-acre property in the Catskills. The true highlights of this meal for us were the complexity and depth of thought and technique displayed here by Chef Berzelius. He's truly a master at his craft, and the dishes are cerebral and visceral storytelling, unlike that we'd experienced prior.